I've started many episodes here, and this is the problem with starting the episodes here, is this place is an absolute mess. I need to do something about it, and I think this is the solution. Now, no, I'm not going to shove everything into this building. I'm going to build a new one. Let's go do that. Alright, and again, we have another white box. And you may notice a bunch of stone on the side as well. All of this stone is going to be a parking lot. Big square is a big parking lot. This is going to be some side parking. The road is going to come from somewhere over here, swoop on in, and turn this way and go along this side. Now, as you can see, we still have an absolute mess right over there, so I'm going to turn around to the big emptiness, and when I turn back around, this interior is going to be built, and all of that mess behind me is going to be gone. Alright guys, look at that. We have got this place cleaned up. Oh, except for that. But we got this place nice and cleaned up. Got the potatoes covered up and all that good jazzercise. So let's take a look at the interior now. Alright guys, we've got 5 layers in this place. The first layer is dedicated to our smithies. The second layer is dedicated to our glass trading librarians. Our third layer is dedicated to our miscellaneous. Our fourth layer is dedicated to farmers. And our fifth layer is dedicated to the pumpkin and melons that we're now producing for those farmers. If we go up, you can see a pumpkin and melon farm that is churning away. And of course, underneath every single one of these is a section. Now, I did have this originally going in circles, but the minecarts kept jumping between which rails they wanted to be on and didn't stay on the rail they wanted to be on, which was rather unfortunate. And if you're wondering where the breeder is, well, that's where these rails are coming from. We've got it tucked away in a corner. These guys are doing the thing. And we're getting a lot of villagers and slowly but surely filling this place out. I want to have this place have a full amount of farmers and all of the librarians. The smithies, I'm not so sure I want to actually kit out in this bottom layer, so that might be subject to change. We've got a simple, beautiful, pale oak design, just pale oak. Nothing else looked good to keep that sciencey, clean look to the place, because it's still science theme. And to have in the middle a little bit of storage, we have shulker boxes, white ones at that. And the reason for the shulker boxes as well on a practicality level is once we have bought a bunch of stuff from these guys, let's say we want to load it up and fill the shulker box up, we can now pick it up off of the wall, replace it, and we're good to go. Now this place is really fun. This was a fun thing to build. A lot of space in here. Now if we turn ourselves back outside, you'll notice that we've built a parking lot. Yeah, we've got a parking lot here. Let's go back to free cam so you can see this in all of its glory. Let's go ahead and take a nice step back and just take in that view. Now, it's not completed. I get that, but it's still on its way. So, parking lot's pretty simple, just a bunch of stones, some white carpets. Underneath the white carpets are a bunch of lights in order to keep it nice and bright, but as you can see, some spots are not lit up, and I gotta figure out what to do in those specific scenarios. We've got the street lights that do turn on at night, and I think they look pretty good. At first, I wasn't sure about them, but the more I put in, the better they looked. And for this guy, this is a little bit lower than this guy here, so it'll have a staircase here. I do plan to put actual stair blocks there. I just forgot about it. And then we've got this thing nice and sturdy with a beautiful little tough pattern for the outside, which I think looks quite good. But you're not really going to see that because of the next project that I want to work on, which is this beach here. It looks really bad. The problem with it is we have a really white building and another really white building and another really bright ground. So this doesn't really pop out as much because of the very bright ground, which is not a good thing. And you might also notice that we're using that same color for the grime on this. So it just doesn't look good close to each other. So my plan for this area is to put a bunch of, if you've ever been to the beach before, at certain beaches, have a bunch of just like rocks piled up that are all kind of big giant boulders all toppled on top of each other. That's the vibe that I kind of want to go for in this area. It's just a bunch of giant rocks piled on top of each other that are in the dark gray category with maybe a very small amount of a brighter hint to them as the highlights of the rock. But for the most part, I'm planning on having it be deep slate basalt, smooth basalt, and that coloration for the majority of the rocks. And for the deepest parts of the rocks that are closest to the water, where they're going to be the wettest, maybe even introducing some black stone to make it look a little more wet. So that is the plan. That is the thing we're going to be building next. And I think the only way to go ahead and build a bunch of rocks is in the form of a time lapse. Let's hit it! Alright, well I'm going to take a little bit of a break from this terraforming project here because it is Christmas Eve as of this recording, and I would like to get some gifts prepared for all of the fellow craft members, at least the ones that I know that still play, and I know where they live. So, I'm going to put together a shulker box of goodies, mainly iron goodies, since, you know, I'm the Iron Man. Yeah, I'm the Iron Guy. Dude, I'm iron. Yeah, F-E. Okay, let's go ahead and put some boxes down and pop them in people's bases. Let's go! So, yeah, I didn't really like the way the boulders looked over here. They didn't look good. They were too blobby, and the idea is like, so, you know, you go to some beaches, and there's a bunch of boulders piled on top of each other, and there's like little cracks and stuff in between the boulders that you can crawl through. Yeah, that's not really possible to do in Minecraft, or at least not that looked good, and I didn't like anything that I had built, and now I'm second-guessing the whole boulder idea, and I don't really want to do it anymore. I left this boulder here because I like how it kind of stops you from going any further here and kind of directs you into the building. I like how that works, but I don't really know what to do for this now. Because, like, it's a bunch of dirt and wet dirt. That's about all we got so far. I don't really know what to put here. There are a few ideas I have for, like, little designs here and there, but those are more of, like, after-the-fact designs. And, again, I don't actually know if those will work. So, yeah, maybe I should think about what I'm actually going to build. Try it out first, then actually try building it in the world. This is not working so well. So, I'm going to shift my focus to something else so I can let this simmer for a little bit. And if you recall from the time-lapse, there's actually a little island that we decorated as well. I think this little island is a perfect spot for a lighthouse. So I think that's my plan. I am going to figure out a good lighthouse design, we'll try to build something ourselves. I've tried to build lighthouses before. They haven't looked good, but I can look up reference photos, Minecraft reference photos, and all that good jazz. Build a little lighthouse somewhere. Probably, actually, I'm thinking back here. Grass patch. For those of you who remember, this grass patch is a sparse jungle, okay? Let me show you what I mean. If we open up the ugly menu, actually, we don't even need to open up the ugly menu. If you look in the top left, we go here. It's a sparse jungle. All of this green is a sparse jungle. And I said, well, this is a very nice color of green compared to that green. You know, see how that's like kind of murky? Because it's technically in the river biome or in the beach biome. We don't want that. Actually, this is all beach. It's not even a river. Man. So, I kept this here because I thought it would be a little fun to have a little grass patch here and then otherwise kind of have this be the way that it is. But again, like, I wanted to put boulders on this island too. They don't look good, so I don't know what to do. But I'm going to build a lighthouse right here because I think that would fit the area very nicely. And if I can, try to put another portal in here. It may not work because it may connect to the one that's underneath that building right there. So we'll see. But let's build a lighthouse.
Well, I'm back from vacation, and in that time, I built a lighthouse. My ear is still clogged, and I got sick. But hey, here we are. Lighthouse time. So let's free cam before we go inside. So this is the design I went with. Now, I'll put a picture up on screen of exactly what design I kind of copied and found. Found it on Planet Minecraft. I think, originally when I started building, I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of just like copying it. But slowly over time, there are certain details that I changed that were not in that original design. I went with a different style roof, just kind of kept it black, kind of like the way that looked. Went with redstone lamps on the inside. I felt like that looked more like a lighthouse than the shroom lights. Decided to use just these two blocks together instead of a mixturing kind of more gradient. It is a little more bland, but I think it works for the design that we have here. Walls to make it, I mean, if you step back, it really looks circular, and I really like the way that that looks. Very nice, very nice. Went with some anvils up there because, of course, I have to. Got to go with the iron. Added this little house. Obviously, this is a very different hut. And didn't use stone at the bottom, and obviously the island that it's sitting on would not reflected well with stone. So I went with tough, as if the tough bricks here was kind of a base to the lighthouse to keep it on this kind of dirt muddy area, so it goes deep in the ground. So you have quite a different design than the original one that I kind of based it off of, but definitely inspired by this photo. I found it on Planet Minecraft there. Now, for the interior, I haven't gotten there yet, but I would like to, we got this little area, got the little hut that you enter. Obviously, this is a lot smaller, so there's not much I can do with this area, but, I think it'll be fine. I'm thinking some kind of a pillar right here. This is, it's actually not the center. This is still, I don't know where the center is. No, that's the center. That's the center. Anyways, pillar going up. Then I want to have staircase going through, and that's just kind of going all the way to the top using dark oak on inside here. I think that would look pretty good all the way. We'll get rid of this. This was mainly so I could work up here. I was trying to make it flash, but there's not enough space. But I want to definitely get to this balcony over here, and I think that'll probably be the last layer, is the one to the balcony, and then maybe one more that covers the actual lights here for this layer. I'm kind of still working about it, still thinking about how I can get this all here, but I don't know yet. So I'm going to keep churning away, building the interior of this, and yeah, seeing if I can't get that nether portal in here all the way at the top. So let's do it. Okay, guys. Okay, so I know I said I was going to do the interior. I'm going to be real with you. I ain't got a single clue what to do in here. Okay, I got a staircase, I got a pole in the middle, and I got all the floors worked out. Alright, I've tried putting the nether portal up there. It didn't work. Alright? So, like, the problem is, I ain't got a single idea what I want to do for the interior, right? I got nothing, no ideas, diddly squat in my brain. So here's what I'm thinking. Hear me out. Okay, hear me out. We ignore the interior, like we've done before. It's easy. We've done it before. And we focus on the exterior here. Right here. This is ugly. This is floating. I don't want that to float no more. I'm going to fix it. We're gonna look at, hear me out. We're going to fix that exterior there. We're going to make that look nice. We're going to decorate the exterior of this so it's not just a big white box like it is here. We'll put, make stuff up for where things are. Look at that. We have a little guideline for shadows. We're not going to do that crazy stuff. Either way, we're going to do that. And I think we'll call it good for this episode. I'm sorry for those of you who love interiors. I got nothing. Squat. And I don't want to waste away trying to figure out an interior. So let's go ahead and finish up the exterior and call it there. All right, let's stop procrastinating. Let's go. All right, well, it seems that we keep having a pattern of us imitating some kind of a hermit in each of our videos. Today seems to be Joel. But either way, with the spirit of Joel aside, it's not as good as this building, I will say. But I think it's pretty good. Now, I may be avoiding the top and the other side, but hey, it's fine. It's okay. We also got this all sorted out. This now goes all the way to this edge. We got grass going up here, so it flows a little bit better. This is no longer floating. A little bit of rock. I had an idea. It didn't fully work out, but I think that works pretty well instead. And so, yeah, that's a pretty good cap on the project here. I kind of was running out of resources when building this, so we don't have nearly as many AC units as I was intending, but I think this still does pretty well. A little happy little accident up there, but I think this looks pretty good. And with that, I think that's also going to do it for today's episode. Hopefully you enjoyed, and that'll be all. Bye-o! Where? And this needs an upgrade. A really, really big upgrade.